Yeah. ఏంటండి? 24, 25 అండి. కరెక్ట్. కరెక్ట్. అవును. యాహ్!
Okay, so hi everyone, very good morning. So this is the day 5 and the last day of this series where we were having a brief understanding of what exactly cloud computing is and a few services of AWS, which are very important services such as EC2, S3, AWS Lambda, and many more. So I'll just quickly share my screen. So I hope my screen is visible to you all. I'll begin from having a recap on what exactly we learned yesterday. So first thing that we learned yesterday was, we had a recap on EC2 instance. We have understood that what exactly EC2 stands for, what are all the things that we can perform with EC2 instances, and how we can spin up them, and how it is very important for us to terminate or delete the instances. Second thing, we came to understanding what simple storage services, how we create a bucket, how do we add files and many more such things as an object in the bucket, and how do we make it live. Also, we have come to an understanding that what exactly storage classes are, what type of storage classes are there, and we also came to understanding of archival and glacier, like we keep it for a longer period of time, we use archival or glacier as per our requirements. And also we set up some permissions or say set up some policies for some accounts, and we saw some real world use cases or say real world scenarios where bankings or banks or many other such hospitals or many other such institutions used to have to use this kind of service. So in today's class, we'll learn on what virtual private cloud is. So also the cloud migration and how the migration occurs. We'll have a case study about that, and also AWS certification roadmap. So let's begin with Amazon Virtual Private Cloud. I'll quickly open my, just a second, give me a minute. I'll reshare my screen. I'm just trying to log into the skill builder. I want to show you something on the skill builder, that how exactly virtual private cloud performs its tasks. Just a minute for that. Okay, Avinas. Um, yeah, there we go. I'll quickly share my screen over here. Amazon Virtual Private Cloud. Yep. So when you are, I already told you this thing that you have to create an account in AWS Skill Builder. We came across this in the first class itself. So if you are creating an account on AWS Skill Builder, you have an access to entire content, but a limited access. We are a partner of AWS Direct Partner, so we have entire access of the videos as well. But if you create an account as a normal user, you will be having access throughout the content, the only theoretical content. So we will not get into this part of the video. I'll just show you what are all the components of virtual private cloud. So I'll take a bigger image for you all, so we'll have an understanding that how virtual private cloud works. Okay, this is a perfect example. So I hope if you are able to see this. Okay, so when a user sends a request, suppose we are trying to access, say, our own websites, that is coyolia.com, and we hit enter, and there are certain login screens such as sign in or say sign out. So at that time of period, what exactly happens when you are trying to sign in? So we'll understand that thing. And suppose user is trying to send a request over the internet, and there will be a virtual private network. Virtual private network is single pathway between a user and to a server. So in virtual private cloud, there will be a virtual private network specifically for that specific users or a set of users. So they will be only able to access throughout that VPN, which is what we call as virtual private network. So they will be sending an request through the virtual private cloud, and the virtual private cloud will be within a region, and it will be available in multiple availability zones. Now I have an image that you're trying to access something and you send a request to the internet. These are all the are you able to hear me?
We lost you for 10 seconds, Aditya.
Yeah, the internet went off. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, thanks. So a user will be sending a request over the internet throughout a virtual private network to a virtual private cloud. So what happens here? We will be having an AWS region, and within a region, we will be having multiple 2 or more availabilities, right? So what we'll do, we suppose there is a request sent by user to the virtual private cloud. So what first thing happens? It will be going through a internet gateway or say a virtual private network, and then it will be coming to the public and private subnets. So we'll try to understand what these are. So in the public subnet, we will be having EC2 instances or say the public figuring things such as face of the website or say the code of the website. And we come to the private subnet, we will be having crucial data that might be user data or could be anything. So basically you divide two things in two sections, that is public subnet and private subnet. Public subnet will be having the instances and the private subnet will be having the database or say any S3 or any such services. So in this case, what happens when it comes to the public subnet, the first thing it has to do, there will be 2 levels of security check. The first security check will be, I'll show you how exactly it happens. Give me a minute. It is very interesting topic. It has to be shown with some images. Perfect. So this is a good example. So when a client sends a request, this is the same request, right? This is the same flow. So when a request is trying to enter within a public subnet, the first thing that happens is there is a security layer or say a firewall called network access control list. So in this network access control list, what happens? It will be having a set of rules that it has to be provided by the user or say the developer who was trying to create this VPC. There will be a set of 4 or 5 number of rules, and only if that request is having those permissions, then only it has to pass to the public subnet. So this is the first thing. And when it enters within this public subnet, there will be one more request attached with the EC2 instance. So that will be a security group. What happens at that security group? There will be certain number of security checks such as user ID, user password, or many other functionalities or configurations made by the developer at the time of creation. So when a request is trying to enter an EC2 instance, there will be a set of permissions as well. So suppose the permission is given and it enters the EC2 instance, coming from network access layer to security groups, and the security check is also done, then it enters EC2 instance. So what happens now? So yeah, this is a good example. When so when our checklists are done, when for network access control as well, and for the EC2, now it has to go back, right? Go back to the user. The packet has go back to the user. So what happens during the return time is there will be a security group attached on EC2. What it will say, okay, I am stateful. Stateful means I remember things. So the security group attached on EC2 says I'm stateful. I know who you are, so I don't need to recheck or revalidate those set of permissions. So yeah, you can pass out. So coming down, it will come over here on this point. And when it comes to this point, there will be a network access control list. So what it will say, I am stateless. मैं आपको नहीं जानता. I don't know who you are. So I have to again check out those permissions की okay, हाँ ये permissions लेके आया, ये अभी pass on हो सकता है. So there is a same example shown over here. Yeah. So this is for network access control list. He says, hey, I want to enter. By default, it will be welcoming all, and it will be having some set of permissions, and also it will come in. So when it comes in, say, hey, want to exit, it will say, okay, there are certain number of rules, then only you can exit. So yeah. You can see over here. Hey, I want to enter. You are on, come into the list. They will be having certain sort of permissions, then it will let in go. Hey, I want to exit. No, they are not on my custom list. So you, if say there are certain number of services you are trying to access and it is not allowed in the permission list. So what it will say, okay, you are not in my custom list, you cannot go out. So that request will not come to the person, or say the person who is trying to access it. It is very easy. So yeah. So when your request is going back, it will say, sorry, I don't remember you. I am stateless. Gotta check the list again for you. It means अभी उसके लिए 10 या 5 हम जो भी configurations बनाते हैं, that number of checklist has to be done. Without that checklist, the packet won't go back to the client, or say the data won't be fetched by the user. In simple terms. So these are all the security groups. So security groups we bolte, okay, hey, I want to get in. Oh yeah, you are on the list, get in. Hey, I am leaving, go right back, no need to check. So what security group says, okay, aapka request andar hai, you came in, you took some permissions, you came in. Now, if you want to go out, okay, you can go out because you came in with some permissions, right? So it came in with permissions, you can go with some without taking the permission. So same image, same functionality. Hey, I want to get in. No, okay. So if I'm saying कि certain services को access नहीं देना है, तो मैं उसी टाइम पे creation के टाइम पे ही वो deny कर दूंगा, तो वो बाहर नहीं जा पाएगा. So this is how it happens. Security group says, okay, I remember you, boo, I'm stateful, I don't need to check the rule. And the second thing, network access control says, okay, I don't know you, who you are, आपको जाने से पहले फिर से एक और बार check करना पड़ेगा. I mean, those certain number of lists. So yeah, that's all things over here. And coming back to this AWS and customer shared responsibility model, यहाँ पे कैसा होता है, थोड़े फंक्शनलिटीज यूजर को ही कॉन्फ़िगर करने होते हैं, जैसे कि OS हो गया, नेटवर्क फायर लेवल हो गया. OS का मतलब ये है जब AWS अपडेट्स देता है, you have to do it manually sometimes in this case. And also making the networks or say firewall configurations, वो जो set of permissions होते हैं, एक यूजर को या फिर एक डेवलपर को ही एज अ कस्टमर ही हैज टू, और से कंज्यूमर ऑफ अ क्लाउड, उसको सेट ऑफ रूल्स बनाने होते हैं. आफ्टर दैट एक कस्टमर को चला जाता है वो रिक्वेस्ट, एंड वो रिक्वेस्ट लेके आता है, ओके तो आपको रिक्वेस्ट देना, देन ओनली यू कैन गो इन. Also platform and application management, that is very by default that a developer has to do. Network traffic protection, you have to set your security rules for your application. Server side encryption, client side data encryption, ये सब कुछ आपका credentials होता है. आपका credentials को आप खुद संभाल के रखना पड़ेगा. It is as easy as having an account on Instagram. आपका Instagram का credentials, if you are sharing with someone, you are the one responsible for losing your account. As simple as that. Coming to the AWS responsibility, software, compute, storage, and जो भी hardware चीजें होती है, और say the software to access that hardware, that will be managed by AWS. Also the hardware and AWS global infrastructure. By default जो data center होते हैं या जो hardwares होते हैं, जो physical entities होती है, AWS will be responsible for that. So this is how AWS virtual private cloud functions. So yeah, that's all in this topic. Coming back to that image where we begin, if you want to take a snapshot of this, you can take it, or maybe I'll do it myself. I'll share it with you all. This is a very important diagram that you have to know how the user flow is happening in this. I'll share this screenshot attached in the mail to you all. So I'll quickly create a poll for you all. So meanwhile, I create this poll. If you have any questions, you can ask me regarding the virtual private cloud. Maybe Ravi sir, can you enable the mic of them, or I'll do it manually?
Or they can put it in the chat. See this. you can set up the poll, Aditya. Meanwhile, just for a
Yep.
minute, most often the interview questions are around this shared responsibility matrix. And if you are really certified, I mean, suppose you get certified with AWS, what is private subnet masking? What is public subnet masking? Why is it required? These are definitely asked if you're looking for a technical career. If you want to be in technical sales and marketing, maybe these questions won't come. But the shared responsibility matrix is most important, either as a user or as a sales employee or a technical employee. You must be able to tell what this is. And attending thousands of training programs, having certifications, but if you cannot answer these questions, you don't stand a chance. So shared responsibility matrix, where does the role of AWS end or start? Where does the role of users end and start? This we have to know because there have been so many instances which we have seen day in, day out, that the housekeeping, housekeeping of keeping their environment safe. If they are not using a professional team, they'll lose data, they'll have hacker attacks, they'll have ransomware. But let me tell you, in India, nobody cares. मुझे नहीं पता, I forgot, I don't wear a helmet. It starts from there. I don't wear a helmet, that's it. मेरे को पकड़ना है पकड़ लो, कितने बार भी पकड़ लो, I'll pay the fine or I'll escape from the police. Sometimes I'll beat the police itself. Same thing, I'll not wear a seat belt. So this attitude starts from there. But in cloud environment, there is nothing to escape. If customer loses data, he loses his brand image, he loses his business. So this is a very, very important topic. We can't say I didn't know, I don't care. So you need to really come up with a better answer. Okay, here goes a poll.
Maybe if people are not able to respond to the poll, you can respond in the chat. The permissions are not allowed for them to respond.
Virtual private cloud is used for what reason?
So the question is, why do we use virtual private cloud? There are four options. That is to run resources privately and securely, to store photos and access them, to manage billing, or you're still not sure about that. You can respond in the chat.
The answer is in the, if you know the full form of VPC, the answer is there in front of you.
Correct. This is just a tick mark for them, sir, if they are focusing this.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'll create one more poll, similar one. The chat is enabled, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys able to
No,
respond?
they can. Somebody is typing there.
Okay. Okay. Triveni says, yeah, obviously it is very obvious that it is in the definitions itself. I've created one more very easy poll for you all. So the question is, to allow or say to access a virtual private cloud, which one of these do you know, or do you need in general? That is internet gateway, Wi-Fi router, USB cable, physical USB cable, or or you just access it without anything? I'll enable the mic for all, sir, if they want to talk. Is enabled. Okay, so I'll share my screen, sir. Continue. So maybe you can step in and help me with this part of this course for the RFP. It might be loading. Yeah.
Some poll has come up, no? Okay.
Company.
Hello.
Am I audible? Okay, so I'll quickly have a section. So in this session or in this section of the course, there is a scenario where a company wants to migrate from their on-premises or say the data center to the cloud, and we have to understand what are all the steps that we are going to have, and then we assess it, and then we help them. So are you able to hear me now?
Your image is frozen. I don't know.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, my internet is lagging. Maybe can you share your screen? So my internet is lagging a bit. I'll fix it within a minute. Yeah, I've shared the PPT with you.
Where's the PPT you sent on the chat?
It is in the WhatsApp, sir. I'll also share it in the chat.
Yeah.
Really sorry for my networks. I mean.
Okay. This slide, right?
Yes, this slide, correct.
One. Yeah.
So basically, this is a scenario, sir, where a company wants to migrate from data center to on-prem for cloud, AWS cloud. So they have a situation. They're facing some cost-related issues.
Yeah. You want me to say something here, Aditya?
Yes. I want you to share a real-world scenario which you faced, maybe an example for their better understanding.
Yeah. See, many customers. So cloud is one area where even if you're a technical person or an architect or a developer, you cannot stay away from the cost. Why should people go for cloud? This discussion will keep continuing even if after they go to cloud. Right. So we had worked 4 years back with a very large health insurance company in Bangalore from Rapider. Okay, so they had 80 applications and they took about almost 3 months to decide. Okay, we have 80 applications, so many databases. We will move to the cloud. They moved to the cloud with the help of a partner like Rapider, and somehow they had thought the cost will be some $40,000 a month. Now the billing started at $60,000. Next month it became 65, and again it became somewhat around 67. Okay, it depends on, so the cost optimization on cloud is a continuous journey. People have to give some time to settle it. But this customer within 3 months, they decided, no, 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 this is going to be very expensive for us. Now do the reverse migration. Bring all the 80 applications from AWS back to our on-premise data center, which is also a cost, which is also an effort because it's not just a switch on, switch off button. So again, they migrated all this back to their on-premise data center. The story doesn't end there. After 1 year, again, they now go to AWS or Azure. Different applications went into different uh, cloud instances. Right. So why do customers behave like that? Why are they not very clear and sure about their journey? That's because they do not look at what do they have in their landscape. How many applications, what are they of, which variety, which legacy, what is the current cost and what is the future cost on cloud. So they should include the application owners, which this customer did do it. They should include the CEO, CFO, Chief Financial Officer. It is not just a IT discussion. Here it is a cost and organization running. Because if this is a health insurance company, they are receiving lot of claims every day, thousands of claims, millions of documents. And how do they manage all these? They can't say my cloud is down or my application is down and stop their business. So it has to be smooth, seamless. So most often when you become cloud architects or salespeople or cloud engineers, migration will be the most important discussion, which will have like you need to do something called as an assessment, right? These are all some topics which Aditya has written here. Current situation is what is the on-premise environment? Who's your, let's say you're using IBM, HP, Dell, Cisco servers, Cisco networking, right? What is the cost? What is the age of this servers? All the hardware is usually run only for 5-6 years, not beyond 6 years. How much ever you have taken care of blade servers, rack servers, it has to end in 6 years or 7 years max. So if your servers are already 4 years old, 5 years old, you cannot think that I will run it for another 5 years. So now you have to think, I have to buy new servers in 2 years. So should I buy new servers costing 10-20 crores, or shall I migrate to cloud for 1 year and see whether it is meeting all the requirement, not just cost, security, scalability, ease of use, onboarding many customers, employees, partners. How easy is my application availability and data security? All that you need to think about it. So that's the migration phase, which is broken down into tasks. Like first is assessment. Customer does an assessment of his current situation. This is a key skill where you use tools, agent-based, agentless tools. Suppose I'm talking to a new company who has not migrated to cloud. We install this software. We study their application, their network statistics, their database statistics, and we give them a report. This report making is free of cost to the customer. That today you have so many servers, some are inactive, some are test and dev. They can be switched off. And by migrating to cloud, here are the cost and scalability benefits. So that is the report which is given. After that, you do a proof of concept, which means you will take one application, bring it on cloud, make it work. उसको देख परख के एक बार चलाते हैं आप 1 month 2 months, कस्टमर के यूजर्स भी लॉग इन करके देखते हैं कि कैसा चल रहा है क्लाउड पे. Is the latency okay? Response okay? Can I delete something by mistake but still recover it? Right? What is the disaster recovery readiness? All this is tested for 1 month. That's called as proof of concept, where the customer does pay a small amount or sometimes nothing, and then they will migrate to cloud. Right? So that is called as assessment, proof of concept. Then you do actual migration. Post migration, you run managed services. Managed services is the daily housekeeping, taking backups, doing the DR drills, right? Checking the security assessment, posture threat. All these things are in the managed services. So hence skills needed. You need a lot of skills to communicate, to prepare these scenarios, to do an assessment. All these things are required. Any questions you can type or you can speak about it. Any questions, please ask me or type it in the chat. I can't see the chat, but Aditya can tell me what. Aditya, any questions from the team? You can let me know.
No, sir, no chat right now. So I
So
think
without understanding migration phases, then you will not be good enough to build your skills or certification path. AWS certification path, the first stop is cloud practitioner, which is needed for even salespeople also. Technical sales, architects, cloud L1 engineers. Everybody must do the CP, which is a $50 to $100 paid exam. It's not free of cost. $100 means 8,500 rupees. So you have to really prepare very well for it. If you fail the exam, that 9,000 rupees is gone. You have to again sit for that exam. So there are sites which will give you, like Udemy and Coursera, some practice tests and all that. Take it serious. First step, cloud practitioner is nothing but how much well do you know AWS. Similarly, Azure, there is AZ 100 or something an exam. Oracle also has an exam. It's free of cost. Most of the cloud providers have this basic entry level exam at some cost. GCP also has an exam. If you pass those, that is your qualification. Whether you are a BTech 10th pass, 10th fail, it doesn't matter. If you have the certification, which is costing you $100, which is valid for 3 years, you have to redo it again after 3 years. ये सर्टिफिकेशन आपको जॉब दिला सकता है, ना कि कोयलिया का प्रोग्राम या आदित्य या आप जितना भी आपका डिग्री गोल्ड लेटर्स में लिख के लेके आओ, डिग्री इज ऑफ नो यूज. People want skill, and this certification is a validation of the skill that you know AWS, you know the products and services or resources. And when you go to the next level, which is associate solution architect, there it will be a written exam. They will give you case studies. You have to do the written exam. So it's not easy to pass the next level, which is associate solution architect or certified AWS AI or ML expert. That is $150. 10,000 रुपए के ऊपर है fees. And it is not just tick mark or multiple choice questions. You will have case studies in that, descriptions. You have to write your answers, and you are not allowed to copy. अगर आप सोच रहे हो बाजू वाले का देख के लिखेंगे, there is no बाजू वाला here. So everything is shut off. It's a properly monitored exam. Even if you can write this exam sitting in your home, but they will lock your system in such way you cannot copy from the internet also. So you have to really be prepared and write these exams. AWS सर्टिफिकेशन जैसा कि मैंने कहा, आपका पासपोर्ट बन सकता है, जॉब मिल सकता है आपको कहीं पे भी दुनिया में, इवन इन ओवरसीज मार्केट्स. You will get a job because the way AWS or Azure or Oracle or Google Cloud is used is same in India, same in US, Middle East, Africa, wherever you go. So this skill can take you places. It will build your confidence. Cloud is the first step, and next step can be your AIML smaller courses, then data analytics. Over a period of 5 years, you can reach that goal that I want to be a data analytic person or a data scientist if you have those requisite qualifications. So any questions, please do ask. Aditya, you want me to say anything else here?
No, that's also. I'll continue. I hope my internet is good now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll share my screen. Okay. So is my screen visible, sir?
Yeah, visible.
Okay. So there is a current scenario where a company is having around 71 applications running in their own data center, and the number of users are increasing as the business is growing. So in this case, what happens is the customer wants to migrate from on-premises or say their own data center to the cloud. So the one thing that they are looking at is having a better a better thing. I mean, obviously, if they're having a less number of servers and the number of users are increasing, the server will definitely go down. So the first thing they're looking at is maintaining the, like, reducing the cost, having a elasticity of the servers, which AWS does. So this is the challenge that they are having in this case. So they are having a plan, or say they are having an option. They're keeping AWS as an option that they want to migrate to AWS cloud, decommission their own data center, and adopt AWS best practices. So sometimes you have to re-platform your services for the customer. So sometimes this takes a longer period of time. So AWS helps you in that. So coming to the migration phase, the first phase will be assessment. They will be assessing your inventory applications, or say your number of servers, the compute size, the compute capacity that you are having for your application. They will track कि पिछले 2-3 महीनों में या 6 महीनों में how many number of users, or say the basically in easy terms how your business is growing. वो उनका एक proper assessment लेंगे, how the number of users are increasing. They make an assessment for that, and then begins the migration phase where your actual migration has been started. Like, they will be preparing an environment of AWS for your application, or say your website, or could be your anything, and they start shifting, lift and shift. So basically what they do, they lift their data from the data center or the on-premises data center to the cloud, AWS cloud, obviously with which comes with some validations. So they will be having some managed services provided by AWS. So what managed services means, that you, when a developer, in perspective of a developer who only knows how to write a code, he need not to worry about any other such things like कितना आपको compute capacity चाहिए, कितना आपका elasticity चाहिए. He has to just come, upload his code, and make the environment ready. So we saw that yesterday in AWS Lambda, where you just create a function and then and make some configurations, like which coding languages do you need in that section. So when you choose that, and your own environment for a cloud is created there, and you can make your website go live. So how they will charge you in this case in AWS Lambda is, so if you are sharing your URL for the AWS Lambda code, so what happens if you're trying to search coyolia.com and you then hit enter, the code will run at that time parallelly in the backend, and once the code has run, it will be immediately shown to the user. So the number of clicks, or say the number of times the code has been run, that much amount the company has to pay to the AWS cloud. So this is how it happens. And
So yeah, let me add to. Yeah,
yes, sir.
it's fair enough. Migration also is fine. So in migration, we use some concept called as landing zone. So this also is an important topic. It will be asked in job interviews. Landing zone is a safe zone. I mean, Air Force, when they lift and shift, this is again a military technology. You must have heard about Operation Sindoor or all this army things, right? If you're by mistake reading newspaper, गलती से अगर आप newspaper पढ़ते हो, general knowledge में आपको interest है, so the way army or air force coordinate is they take some soldiers, right, and they are dropped inside the, let's say, Pakistan territory or Chinese territory, whichever enemy territory. That's called as a drop zone. Drop zone means already identified with ground knowledge that this place is safe to drop our soldiers. Initial landing spot. So landing zone is again used in AWS environment, where a slice of the cloud's capability is created. Okay, all the security, everything is provided there. Okay, and it's a temporary place on your AWS account where you can dump all your applications, your data, your files without segregating. You can bring everything and put it there till you are sure कि okay, I'll start moving one by one, and each application I'll give a different set of security clearances. So landing zone is used. This is a very important, nice concept brought by AWS, but now available with all the cloud providers, where why it is done is, suppose you don't like cloud in the first few days or weeks, you can simply take back your resources without affecting the, let's say, on-premise performance or migration, reverse migration back to on-premise. So you have to read about landing zone. Then there is managed services, as Aditya was mentioning. This comes after migration is completed, and there is no link to the on-premise infrastructure, and now fully the application or database is working on cloud. So you need a remote shared services model. Remote shared services means a company in Bombay may require 4 or 5 engineers 24/7. Now, if you hire people in Bombay, Delhi, they are going to cost you 50-60,000 rupees per month minimum, and 3 shifts. So you will spend lakhs of rupees on simply hiring people and making them monitor your application. So instead of that, outsource it to partners, right? Partners like, let's say, Coyolia, or Reddington, or Ingram, Rapider, so many companies. So these people run 24/7 shifts, may small teams in, let's say, Hubli, Bangalore, Hyderabad, where they are able to utilize a lot of tools to monitor thousands of applications of different hundreds of customers, still give you that cost benefit, give you remote shared services model. And managed services is a very flexible and a cost saving tool for people who move to cloud. So there are a lot of jobs also in managed services, which you should know. If you come from coding database background, most often you will be asked to get into a post migration support role in a managed services team. That's all. Yeah, go ahead, Aditya.
Oh, thank you, sir. So coming to this very obvious point, that is rehost or say lift and shift, as Avinash sir said, ki there will be a landing zone for that. And also for the replatform, it will be basically the benefits of this is improve the performance will be improved, and you will be using managed services in this. Avinash sir said that already. So let's get into the second one more thing.
The
Okay.
replatform
So essential
means you
skills for
replatform means you change the, suppose you have a Windows application. Right now you are going to Linux. You are changing it from a different platform to another platform, right? So there you are doing that because maybe you developed an application on Windows 10, which is end of life. Nobody is supporting it. So anyway, you have to migrate it to Windows 11 or new version, let's say 12. Instead of that, if I go to Linux or Unix, maybe I'll save costs on the operating software or on the database. Replatform happens in database also. So this is modernization. This again requires extensive coding knowledge, scripting knowledge. People who can, so there are some new generation AI tools which can automatically pick the source code of the application and bring it to the new platform. Like Oracle database, say you can migrate to Postgres, but it requires also a lot of testing because automation is good to some extent. So people who have coding database knowledge, they can be part of replatforming exercise. Yeah, Aditya, go ahead.
okay. So essential skills that you have to know that before you get into this migration part. So basically, some services you have to know that, such as EC2, simple storage service that we learned yesterday, RDS, relational database storage system, and many other services. If you create an account on AWS Skill Builder, your account will be there, and you can actually access and you can know ki kitne services are there. Are 200 plus services that there are available, but there are some 10 to 15 services like this which are very important and very frequently used. So also we have to know, as an admin level role, you have to know what are all IAM and security, identity and access management, where you can simply create the users groups, attach some policies to those users, and assign them to the groups. We have already come across this part. Also coming to the cloud networking, we came to an
Are you there, Aditya?
yeah, I'm here. So this
Okay.
network is really. Yeah. So third thing, that is cloud networking over here. We came to one topic today, that is virtual private cloud. We understood key what are all the private subnet, public subnet, how the configuration has to be done, how a user has to fetch, and how set of permissions has to be approved by the configurations that have been already made. Also, we can monitor and cost management. Okay, so when we were when the first thing that we learned in AWS Management Console was creating a budget and setting a budget for our project. So when you set a budget, there was another option called Cost Explorer, where you can actually see what number of services has been used for what time, and you can see for how longer time these services are being continuously used and how much they have been charged. So this is really important. Okay, so I have one more slide which I want to share it with you all. Please reshare my screen just a second. Yeah, so this is another important part, that is what is exactly AWS free tier. If some people among you have not created account for an AWS management console, you can still do that, and it will be free for 12 months to use access for multiple services. It is like basically a playground for you. You come, you enjoy the services, you spin up them, stop them as per your usages. So you have to learn EC2, S3, CloudWatch, RDS. There are many such services you can learn for free from AWS Skill Builder, which I have already told you how to create an account on. And these are very basic services. If you have been hands-on for over like 15 or 20 days, you will be able to crack a job very easily as a beginner level. So I'll share this document with you all. This is a very uh, good document for your pathway. कि हमें exactly क्या करना है आगे जाके. So as you can see here, from beginner to cloud certified, this is very important. In AWS, a certification gives you a validation key. Yes, you are a cloud engineer, or say associate cloud architect, solution associate architect, many such things. So first thing that you have to do is you have to obviously learn some services, EC2, S3, VPC, RDS, many such services. You have to understand how they function. And then the first step that you have to do is look for an certification in this part, that is cloud practitioner. You have to get a certification on cloud practitioner, which is very easy and requires a preparation for say 20 to 30 days, and then you can actually begin your career in cloud, no matter what background you come from, BCA, BTech, or B, whatever it could be. You just need to have a certification. So this gives a validation. If you are attaching your certification in your resume and then you are applying in a company, your resume will be kept as an upper hand key. Okay, he has a certification already. So then you can obviously learn the cloud basics before getting the certification. These are all the services that I have already mentioned. And apart from RDS, we have already seen how EC2 has to be split up, how we use S3, how do we use IAM, how do we spin up for Lambda. So I'll share this document with you all. This is really important. So the last certification that you all have to do is for solution architect for a longer time of period. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. A solution architect is a very important person in the company. So उसको जाने नहीं देते sir. Correct, sir?
You asked any question, Aditya?
Yeah, I said if there is a solution architect in our company who has a certification on solution architect in cloud, I mean company उसे जाने नहीं देती ना sir. They will keeping
Yeah,
longer
the
period.
career path is very good. There are some cloud architects with 15-20 years of experience. I mean, let's say first 10 years was in some developer or a pre-sales role or whatever. Now they have become cloud architects. They are earning nothing less than 40 to 50 lakhs CTC, annual CTC. Okay, so money wise, respect wise, and then flexibility. I mean, from cloud, you may want to become a data architect. It is very easy. So there is a shortage of certified, confident speaking, spoken, technically sound with some experience cloud architects are always in demand. And companies, yes, they don't want to lose them because they are very difficult to source or create from. So if you do the certification, whether AWS or Azure, GCP, I can assure you that next 15 years, your path is very clear. You will double your salaries maybe once in 3 years or 2 years even maybe. And you can even expect a global career because these are all very simple, same terminology is used in any country across the world. So cloud is a much more safer way to migrate to many countries rather than being a Java developer, .NET developer, which is so boring and outdated. Nobody is hiring a Java developer.
Correct. So maybe I'll show you what are all the certifications that you can do in AWS Skill Builder itself. I'll quickly show you just a second. Okay, I'll share my screen once more. Yeah, so this is the dashboard for AWS Skill Builder. You can create an account for free in that. You need not to connect your credentials or say, sorry, this thing, the credit card credentials or say debit card credentials. You can simply create an account on it, and you can, if you come to this search bar, you look for any just type as certification. So this is okay. We'll click on any one of the AWS certificate roadmap. सो इट विल टेल यू कि आप कौन से सर्टिफिकेट एक मतलब एक पाथवे बनाएगा कि आपको कौन से सर्टिफिकेशन करना है. सो मे बी दिस आर ऑल अनलॉक्ड फॉर मी, मे बी इट माइट बी लॉक्ड फॉर यू, बट यू कैन कम एट दिस स्टेज एंड यू कैन सी कि यहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग भी देते हैं. इफ यू वांट टू लर्न फ्रॉम देम, यू कैन लर्न फ्रॉम देम एज वेल. मे बी दे विल आस्क यू टू पे फॉर समथिंग. मे बी if you're interested, that you can take from here, or maybe you can go back to Udemy and learn from there as well. Prices may vary over there, so you can simply enroll over here and you can apply for the exam. It is very easy. You can, I mean, these certifications are really easy. You just have to get a good understanding over the, or say a good grip over the services like EC2, IAM, S3, and many other such services. So that's all. I mean, it's all in this path of the career training. So yeah. So you can become a cloud architect, you can become a cloud support engineer, you can become a DevOps engineer out of this. As Avinash sir was saying कि multiple options होते हैं. You can not, I mean, आपको अगर एक ही stick करके नहीं रहना, you want to explore, you can do that as well, because everything is interrelated over here, interconnected over here. So yes, that's all in the part of the training in these 5 days.
Yeah, we can take questions. Some
Sure.
they may, I don't know what background they come from, degree, postgraduate, technical, whatever you feel like, just put it in the chat, or if you want to speak, you can speak out.
So I checked with them, sir. I tried to have a conversation with them yesterday. So they come from a fresher background, all of them.
Okay. Yes, so it's okay. I mean, as I said, I have put it in the chat also. You can be a 10th pass, 10th fail, 12th fail. But if you have the right confidence, skill, and this certification, you can get through. Even Google is hiring people like that. So we don't need BTech, MBA, MCA who don't know anything. I asked one question in last semester of MCA, that how do you define an application? Many of them couldn't even answer that one simple question. They are saying software, application is a software. So like that, anybody can answer, no? Why take a degree of MCA? So the whole education system is broken, but you can't keep complaining about it. So go for certifications, use this program. You can recheck all these recorded videos and then do a lot of self-learning, practicing. I'm sure you'll have a very fulfilling career in cloud technology. If you have any questions, please ask us now. अभी पूछ सकते हैं आप हिंदी में, English में, Telugu, whatever you want. Marathi also. Aditya can answer in Marathi.
Yeah, correct. I need not to hesitate. You can ask if you have any questions. Topics have been covered. If you have any questions, we can revisit maybe. Or maybe the videos have been already shared with you all, so you can have a revisit to those videos and come back to us. So here's my mail ID if you want to like और कुछ आपको जानना, if you want to know more things about cloud, you can ask me about this.
How many of you want to do a job, any job, after let's say 6 months or 1 year? Can somebody respond in the chat? किसी को job करना है या घर पे ही रहना है? Okay, Shruti says yes, she wants to do a job. Triveni also says, Pratiksha, yeah, go ahead, Pratiksha, if you want to ask a question. So assume that everybody wants a job, right? I mean, you need a job. Job means responsibility. Job doesn't mean just money or salary. Job means a responsibility. So if you want to take up some responsibilities, like let's say setting up a AWS account, knowing what is a cost calculator, those are all the skills which will help you land that job. So this training program, what we have created is from a perspective of people who want to get into a job. They are very serious and they want to learn and want to utilize this program. So this is not theory. This is 95% practical program. And this is what the job interviewers will ask. This is what the employer will give you a task day in, day out if you get selected. So if you're looking for a job, please use all these knowledge and certifications which we have mentioned. You'll definitely crack through the interview and you will have a good career. I mean, if you take whatever inputs we have given in the last 5 days so far. Once you have a certification or once you are confident, please write to us. Aditya has given his mail ID. You can write to us and maybe we can help you to get a job interview also. Right? This is not placement guaranteed. Everybody looks for placement guaranteed. There is nothing called as placement guaranteed. Guaranteed means whether you know or nothing, you know anything or nothing, but you will still get a job. Placement assistance is where we know that you know something in cloud and then we get you a job interview opportunity. So we can help you. I mean, if you are looking at job as a serious effort, please do go ahead, complete the certifications and come back to us.
Yeah, sure. I have given my mail ID in the chat box. If you have any thoughts or any questions or anything related to cloud, and if you want to pursue a career in this, any queries, you can write a mail to me and we can connect.
So if there are no questions, maybe you can conclude the class. So is there a assessment test or something or about this automatic certification for the last 13-12 people here?
So the people who have attended this session, they will get a certification.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, then if we don't have any more questions, we can end the meeting. So there will be still a class around 3:30 for the data analytics. You can join there and continue there.
So this course comes to an end today or tomorrow?
It's today, sir. This is the last. It was for 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all the best to everyone. Thanks for your time. Thanks for participation. How can we access certificate? So I think Ravi or Aditya, you tell them how is that?
So
Yeah, you will receive the certification from provided by us, right? So it will be sent by a mail over a mail to you all.
So
The people who have attended.
What Aditya is saying.
All 5 days.
So this certificate is available to people who have registered on amberglow.com. Aditya, can you share the URL on Amberglow on the chat? If you already have registered, if you have already enrolled in this program, through AmberGlow, you'll get the certificate automatically. If you have not enrolled through AmberGlow platform, please sign up there. It's a simple, process of completing the steps. Just go through the videos, but not entirely. Just complete the steps. After completing all steps of learning path, a certificate will be generated and link will be shared to you all over email. Using that link, you can download the copy of certificate. So it is mandatory for registering on amberglow.com to get the certificate auto-generated for every participant. It is not manually issued to anybody.
I've sent the link in the chat box. If you want, you can register through this link.
Just a 2-3 step process. So use your Gmail ID or any email ID for sign up and enrolling if you did not enroll already. If you already have enrolled, please finish the steps. Then the certificate will be issued. Takes only a few minutes. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.